is day 2 of me trying to learn SQL. I've already learned most of the basic commands in SQL, and I know most of the basics. As you can see, I have completed about 21 out of 50. If you are trying to learn SQL means you can start with W3 schools. Of course, most of them use W3 schools to learn the syntax. After that, you can either solve it in other platforms like HackerRank, but I prefer using LeetCode. So let's try to solve a medium problem today. So this is day 2 of me trying to solve problems in LeetCode. Okay, let's start. Okay, today I will try to solve this problem called monthly transactions. Okay, let's see. We have a transactions table. Okay, we have a single table. Okay, that is nice. We need to write a SQL query to find for each month and country the number of transactions and their total amount. The number of approved transactions and their total amount. Okay. Okay, let's see the input. Okay, we need to the find each month and the country, meaning that for each month we need to find the country. Let's see. Okay, for the year 2018 and month 12, that is December, we are finding it for the country US, where we need to find the number of transactions. Number of transactions is 2. So we have two transactions that is made, that is in 2012, 2018, 12, 18, and also 2018, 12, and 19. And the approved count. We need to also account for the approved count, the approved transactions, and their total amount. So the transaction total amount will be 3000. Then we have another column which is approved total amount. Okay. So based on the state we are grouping, and also based on the country we are grouping. The final output will be based on the country and also based on the dates. Dates means based on the month. Okay, so the year and month needs to be the same. Okay, to be honest, I have absolutely no idea how to solve this problem. Okay. Mm. Okay, we can use that previous condition, I guess. So we will the previous day I used that condition to find the number of count. Using that we can find the, okay, yes, we can do that. Then okay, we can do that. Okay, first we have the month. Okay, how to do this? Don't have any clue as to how to approach this problem. Maybe we need to use the like command, but still, how to get only the starting portion of the transaction date? How to do that? Some string function, I think, but I have never learned about any string function. Yeah, I just need to see the solution and learn it. Okay, let's view the solution first. Let's try to understand the solution first. Intuition, the goal is to aggregate transaction data by month and country. We need to count the total number of transactions and approved transactions, and some of the transaction amounts, both overall and for approved transactions only. Okay, that I already know. We need to check for all the transactions of the country at a particular month, and also we need to find the total amount and the count for both of only the approved of that specific country of that specific month. Okay, the left function to get the year month part from the trans data transaction data. The left function extracts the number of characters from a string starting from left. Okay, so we can use the left function. Left function extracts the number of characters from a string starting from left. Okay, basically, okay, I understand. So we can use the left function to get characters till here. So the count will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. 7 is the number of characters from left. Okay. Okay, group. Okay, I already know. We need to group the transaction based on month and country. We need to use count ID, count all transactions per group. Okay, and we need to use that some state approved transactions only. Then we need to use some amount for all the amounts. Then lastly, we need to use some approved amounts. Okay, some approved amount. Why is it like that? Why state equal to wait to count all transactions per group? Use some state is equal to approved to count approved transactions, leveraging the fact that Boolean expressions return 1 for true and 0 for false. Okay, I understand that that we used previously when using use when something like again I don't remember the syntax. We need to recall the syntax once more today also. Okay, sum total amounts, use sum amount to sum the transaction amounts for all transactions per group. Use sum state is equal to approved into amount to sum the transaction amounts for approved transactions, ensuring only approved amounts are okay. Okay, I understand. I understand. Okay, sums sums all the amount. So for everything, even if it is declined or approved, it sums up. For only if it is approved means we will be able to submit. If it is declined means we will return 0. So 0 into amount will be 0. So we will only get the amount, total sum of amount which is approved. Okay. Okay, basically what we learned is that left function is used to get the characters of a string from the left. Characters of a string starting from left. So I think we need to mention the number of characters. I'm not sure, we will see the solution. Then we need to, basically I already know that we need to group it based on the month and also based on the country. Then we need to use a count function to count the number of transactions. Either if it is approved or declined, we will just count it. Then after that, we need to count only the approved transactions. So we will use the sum. So basically, we are using the Boolean function. The Boolean function just returns zeros or ones. If it is 1 means it is approved. Approved means it is 1, so we will sum it up. So we will only get the number of count of only the approved transactions of that particular country and also the particular month. Then we can use some amount. It is basic aggregate function. Then after that we will use sum state is equal to approved into amount. This basically says that if state is declined, then it will be 0. So 0 into amount will be 0 again. So basically we can use this to get the total amount of only the approved transactions. Okay, let's just view the left function syntax. Okay, that's it. Like I said, the transaction date, we need to count the number of characters. So it is basically 7 characters to only get the year and the month. Okay, we will try to solve it by ourselves. Not really, but we learned about the required functions. I had the idea, but I was not able to execute it because of my lack of knowledge in syntax. So now that I know the syntax, we will try to solve it on our own. Okay, first we need to get the month. We can use the left function. This is the transaction date and the number of characters is 7, and we need to name this column as month. Then next is the country, and just use country. Okay, then we need to count the ID to get the total count. So we just count the ID as transaction count. Then we can count, not count, what we need to use sum. We use sum because we get zeros or ones. We need to sum up the ones to get only the number of approved transactions. Okay, we'll check whether the state is equal to approved. If yes means it will return 1. If it is false means it will return 0. Okay, it's nothing complicated. Okay, then we have the transaction amount, which is just summing up the total amount. Then we have, okay, we need to name it as trans total. Then we need to sum the state. We need to check state is equal to approved. Then what else we need to check? Okay, we just need to multiply with the amount. If it is 1 means we will get the amount, otherwise it will be 0. Okay, we will get it from our transaction table. We need to still group it based on country and what else? Month. Okay. Okay. Everything is right means it will run. Let's try to run this code. Okay, the answer is wrong. Okay, I didn't rename the table. Rename the column. Okay. Okay, it is running properly. Okay. Okay, we were able to solve it, but still we needed help from the solution. But who cares? It is all about the learning process. Okay, before going for another question or if it is enough for today, we will check the previous problem. Okay, this is the syntax I was talking about. Previously, we were trying to solve this problem. Again, I was not able to solve it because of my lack of syntax knowledge. You can say that, but still, I have a long way to go. Okay, round a case when maybe we can okay and case when rating is less than 3 then 1 else 0 end. Okay, basically if rating is less than 3 then it is a poor query. We need to find the percentage, I think. Okay, so case when rating, we need to use some case when some value that anything can be state or anything is the condition, then we will output some value, else we will output some other value, then we will end the statement. That's it. Okay, we will try to solve it again. Okay, we will try to read the question again. The position column, yes, okay. Okay, we only need this. Query with rating less than 3 means that the query is poor. We define query quality as average of the ratio between the query rating and its position. So we need to just take the average of the rating divided by its position, and we need to round it, I think. Okay, round it to 2 decimals. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, we also define query percentage as the percentage of all queries with rating less than 3. Write a solution to find each query name, the quality, and poor query percentage. Try to code it. Okay, select query name. Then we need to use the round function. Need to take average of what is it? Rating divided by the position and round it off to 2. After that, okay, we need to keep as quality column. Then we need to use again round function. Okay, we need to use the sum function. We need to use the syntax case when the condition. What is the condition? When rating is less than 3, then it is called poor query. So rating is less than 3, then we will return 0, else we will return, then we will return 1, else we will return 0, and at last we will end the statement. After that we will multiply it with 100 because it is percentage. Then we can divide it with the count. Okay. Count from okay, we can put the next line from what table? The okay, what I'm doing, queries table. Okay, from queries. Okay. And I again I forgot to put the column name. Okay, poor query person. Okay, basically, what I want is that I I want to be able to understand why we are using this function and how it is working. So if I am able to accomplish it in any way possible, then that is a win for me. Okay, then we will again try to run that. Yeah, again, I've done some mistakes. Okay, okay, I understand. Because I didn't put the decimal places. Okay, oh, okay, I forgot to group it. Yeah. Why am I doing like this? Group by. Yeah. Group it based on the query name. That is basically, it should be dogs and cats. Right? Okay. In these 2 days, I was able to learn 2 concepts. So okay, let's try to recap my concepts. I learned about case when the condition, and we will use then what output will be returned. That is when it is true. The condition is true means then, and else after if it is false, then it will be else condition. Else some other value will be returned. Okay, basically that is what we were able to learn from this. Others are basic aggregate functions like average and all. Most of us will know. After that, again we will see this also. We'll recall it once. Okay. It is so genius to use a Boolean function for this purpose. Summing state is equal to approved. Okay, state is equal to approved means it will return 1. If it is declined means it will return 0. We are just summing up the ones to get the number of count of the approved transactions. Then we are using the same methodology in getting the only amount which is gotten from approved transactions basically. So if it is 0 means 0 into amount means 0, again same thing. So if it is 1 into amount means we are getting the amount, we are summing up the only amount when the state is approved. That's it. Others group by everything is already known. And okay, I forgot about that. We also learnt about the left function. Okay, again, left function is used to get the characters of a string from the left. We need to specify the column name. Column name means to get the string, and also the number of characters that should be included in that function basically from the left. We need to count from the left. That's it. So basically learned about 3 concepts from 2 questions. I'm proud of myself, to be honest. Okay, that's it for today from me. Thank you for watching. See you next time, I guess.